Hi guys. Oh, hi Heather. There is no Ula today. Only me. That's only me and my boosters. Hi, welcome everyone. Yeah, as you can see, we have 3 boosters left from Madrid. Yep. Hopefully the light is still okay. And yeah, I thought it's gonna be okay to do like live session, Q&A session. I've been to Madrid to the world premiere of Uprising, and I had the pleasure to play sealed event with new Uprising boosters, and also I was able to play a draft at the end of the event. So I've seen both sides. I was playing Icelander on the sealed event, which was not really popular in among the players. Like most of the players were playing FAB deck, which obviously has its benefits, but yeah, now that's the time to talk about it, why and what's so hot about FAB in the sealed. And during the draft event, I made myself to play Dromai. Yeah, also got this beautiful rainbow foil Dromai, which I'll probably be using during the pre-release events during this weekend. Like this session is for you guys. I'll be just opening these boosters randomly. But if you have any questions regarding the new draft set or new sealed set, how to draft it, how to seal it, is Uprising any good? Just hit me up and I'll try to answer any of your questions. The question is if FAB is gonna be overdrafted due to its relative simplicity. There is a quite huge difference between sealed and draft. Like FAB is really good and simple and really easy to build up out of the sealed pool when you have 6 boosters and you're not sharing cards. But in a draft environment, FAB is actually losing the tempo. In my draft pool, we had 3 Icelanders, 3 Dromais, and only 2 FABs. And FAB wasn't any good at this point. Yeah, Hazardista is asking how on draft balance the red to blue cards. Like it basically depends on the hero you're drafting. like my initial thoughts was different than after playing the draft. I thought that FAB will be a mono red deck, while Icelander will be a mono blue deck. And at some point, that may be true, but FAB definitely need more cards, more blue cards, or yellow not so much, but you get the yellow cards for the effect most of the time. But FAB will need some blue cards, or to say it differently, FAB will benefit of having other than red cards, just to be able to pay for the some of the effects. Like for example, his katana. Like it still costs blue, two, and the katana is also extending your chain with the draconic type of attack. So FAB will definitely benefit from other cards. While on the other hand, Icelander, which was mainly seen as a blue deck, has a lot of aggro red ice arcane attacks, which may also change the playstyle of your deck. If you get all those red cards, red ice attacks and arcane attacks, you can easily go a bit more aggro with Icelander, shooting arcane damage with the new stuff on your turn, putting a blue ice card in, or blue wizard card into the arsenal, and shooting again in opponent's turn. So it's not that obvious as it was seen at the beginning. So FAB is definitely looking for some more than just red cards. Icelander is looking for some hot red arcane or ice damage cards. And the last hero, the Dromai, I can see a Dromai playing the pure mono red deck. Dragons are really hard. Like, you're not gonna expect a lot of dragons in your deck, especially in the sealed pool. If you happen to have like 2 or 3 dragons, that's gonna be a nice hit for the Dromai deck. And dragons are really easy to put down. Like, some of them are. Like, if you happen to have like Necria, which has a 7 HP if I remember correctly, she can stay on the table a while longer. But most of the dragons are being taken down pretty easily and pretty quickly. Is Icelander gonna be an ultimate control mage? She can be, yes. She can be, that's one of the ways. But don't get me wrong, she's really built to be the control deck of the format. But also with the introduction of a lot of hard-hitting ice and wizard spells, and especially with the new stuff, hopefully we will open one in the pack so we can talk a bit more about it. But especially with the new stuff, she can actually be a killing machine. I don't think the lighting is good on this. Let me just turn it down a bit. Okay. Now just guys, let me know if that's visible. Yeah, definitely you can try going damage with Icelander. You have a lot of those hard-hitting ice cards. And with the new stuff that's mainly built for dealing damage, you will be able to just rotate and attack your opponent twice in your turn once and this, with the staff, and the second time in the opponent's turn. So I think that's the build that no one was actually thinking of, especially with the hard arcane healing cards. And for classing constructed, we'll find out where's the balance, whether you need to go to full control build to be able to survive those heavy aggro decks like FAB is gonna present. But in a limited format, there's definitely a room for the aggro deck. A bit controlish because Fi is still really good and really fast. But then the damage at some point may overwhelm your opponents. It's gonna happen more often now. Like I was playing Icelander during the calling, and I've seen opponents had many opponents had problems of which equipments to use, whether to go full defense or full arcane. Some of them went mixed, valuing more the abilities on the equipment rather than defending from my attacks. And I think it's gonna stay that way. Most of the time, the Icelander will be built controlish, so you will still need a lot of arcane barrier to stand all those onslaughts, because you won't be playing much in your turn anyway. Yeah, we can try putting a card on a deck box. We'll find out. This camera has like a ability, or lacks ability to get a close up on the card. We will go through the boosters. Like I'll tell you about some of the hot picks I will choose. Like, but beside the cards you would be focusing on, Icelander will be focusing on blue ice cards first. Like definitely that's 100%. Whenever you see a blue in a draft format, obviously, whenever you see a blue ice card, that's definitely one you want to pick up if you think that Icelander is going to be your hero for the draft. Dromai is looking for those red, preferably costing 0 or 1 cards with Go Again. My understanding at this point is that you would need at least 20 to even more to 25 Go Again red cards for the correct and final build for Dromai. Obviously during the draft it's probably not gonna happen, but you definitely need cards, red cards with Go Again, to make those little dragons attack every single turn. Like Ashwings really need that. And like if we're talking Fi needs damage, so you're gonna snipe all those damage cards. Draconic definitely. Ninja also has some good cards, just plain ninja cards like the Majestic. And also you can sneak for some blue or yellow cards with the special effects, like especially those that search your deck or your discard pile for the Phoenix Flame. Maybe I'll try to use this one. It's gonna be too close, I guess. Now that's the heavy. Okay. Like Dvojas, the rule of thumb for the draft will be as many as you possibly can sneak. If you end up having like 15 to 20 blue cards, and especially if they are like ice cards, I would definitely try to build that. Dromai is really, she's really good in draft. Like you have a lot more synergy in your deck, which your sealed pool will definitely lack. The point when Dromai loses is when you run out of the red go again cards to start your turn. Because you can build up the dragons as much as you can, but unless you have a go again red card in your hand, like, they're not doing anything. You really need to have that go again. And that's also a way when how Icelander can win with Dromai, especially in the draft, is just putting all those blue stripe arcane attacks that can attack any target. That's the point when you have to watch out on your spells. If you can attack any target with your spell, you can attack the first dragon that attacks you, the first Ashwing, and if you kill Ashwing during the combat chain before the go again resolves, the Dromai player loses go again, because the go again was tied to the card that is no longer on the combat chain, and the effect is gone with the Ashwing. So that's a viable way to fight Dromai when you're playing Icelander. Dromai is built differently than Prism. You have a lot more Phantasm attacks in your deck, and it's more towards the build-up strategy. Like, it's not even like a prismatic shield build. The difference is that Ashwings stay on the table. Unlike Prism shields, they were gone when you hit Prism in the face, blocking the damage. Ashwings are like on the side of the Dromai, so you have to choose whether you want to attack Ashwings or Dromai. Fi has a quite efficient way to clear the board with his Phoenix Flame attacks on the chain, because Phoenix Flame attacks for 1 starting from chain number 2, and that's a good way to clear the board. If Dromai has like 3 or 4 Ashwings, all those 2 or 3 Phoenix Flame attacks can help you clearing out the board. Also, Icelander has a nice card. Hopefully I have Singe in my pool. That's a blue one, sorry. Hopefully you see it. Deal 1 arcane damage to target hero and up to 1 target ally they control. And that's a blue one, which we can play on the opponent's turn. It costs 1, so it also has a synergy with the blue stripe cards. After playing Singe from your arsenal during opponent's turn, you can also shoot the staff. The staff only hits a hero, so you cannot use the staff to clear the board. And on your turn, you can play Singe yellow or red stripe, which always deal 1 damage to a hero, but yellow deals up 1 damage up to 2 targets, and the red one up to 3 targets. So it helps you clearing the board. You can also keep Singe in your sideboard and only side it when you face Dromai. So returning to the question, Dromai is a lot more build-up hero than Prism was, even with the auras. You are able to set up like 2-3 other Ashwings per turn, and then you can also finish with the dragon on top of it. So you're building the board faster, but then you need different cards. Like Prism needed just a yellow strip in the to be able to pay for something, you needed just a yellow strip in your peach pool, but Dromai needs to actually play a red card, and to be able to pull the chain longer, you need to have a red one with the go again, obviously. So depending on how many red go again cards you have, that many turns you have with the dragons attacking. So maybe you would like to save a go again red card in the arsenal for the turn when you have a lot of dragons to follow the attack, and use the non go again cards or setup cards in the turns when you don't have that many Ashwings. Okay, so I'm gonna two questions. When are you playing 2 or when are you playing 3 Phoenix Flames in FAB deck, and are Phoenix Flames viable in the Dromai deck? It all depends on your pool. Like, let's start with Dromai, which is a lot easier to answer. Dromai is not going to run many cards that will manage your Phoenix Flame pools or your Phoenix Flame cards. One of the examples is Burn Away. And for this one, you'll probably need to run Phoenix Flames. Burn Away is more of a classic constructed or Blitz cards in your deck. I would say classic constructed, because Burn Away combos really well with the Phoenix Flames. And Burn Away is kind of a, you're not gonna see it, it's kind of a second cycle card. Because Burn Away says that as an additional cost to play, you may banish a Phoenix Flame from your graveyard. And when you do, it gains +2 and Go Again. So Burn Away has everything you need. It has Go Again, and it's a 4 attack, and a red strip, obviously, in your deck, which is perfect. But to have a Go Again, you need to have Phoenix Flames. So what you're gonna do in your classic constructed deck, you're gonna pitch Burn Away to pay for different cards, setting up a second cycle, and during the first cycle, you're gonna play Phoenix Flames as an attack, which obviously is a red strip card. It has Go Again, and in some cases have +1 attack. But the most important thing is that it enables your dragons to attack and have a Go Again, which then will be put into your graveyard, and on a second cycle, you will be able to play Burn Aways with the Go Again and +2 attack. So that's my take on the basic rules of the Phoenix Flame in the Dromai deck. Obviously, there are some different interactions with that. It's obviously a 0 Go Again red card, which you will need a lot of in your Dromai deck in the draft setting. And then Phi, well, it depends on your pool again. If you have a lot of cards that will dig for this card from your deck, and especially from the graveyard, because all you have to do is to play the card that synergizes with the Phoenix Flame. One card will be pulled out of your graveyard by his ability. On the third chain, it's an instant, and on the third chain, he does it for free. But if you don't have many cards that will pull second or third copy from your deck, I would say it's better to have more damaging attacks than just 0 cost Go Again cards. So that's my basic advice. It's in limited, it still depends on your pool. Like for the constructed, we'll find out the way, but probably 3 is the way. Yep. Rapture Dromai. Yeah, she seems spicy. Like every single Ashwing is a draconic attack, which means that it's pretty easy to have the 4 chain links and set up Rapture. But we're talking, and I still can see a lot of questions. I think it's gonna be a good time to open at least one booster now. Yeah, just clear that. Okay, next question will be, will Dromai end like Briar with 0 cost red generics and Go Against? Not really. Not really. It's not. I don't see a way when Dromai stays a Cheerios Dromai deck. You definitely need to pitch red cards. And if you're gonna find a way to pitch red cards and at the same time attack with 4 cards, which is really hard because you only have 4 cards in hand, that would be okay. But just remember that other Ashwing, to be able to be created with different cards, needs you to build up Ash. And you basically build Ash by pitching red cards. That means that there is a synergy when you have to have a cards that have a cost, and that cost you fill up with by pitching red cards. So there is a cycle. You play cards that cost, you pitch red cards for that, you create Ash, and then you transform that Ash into other Ashwings. So definitely you will have to have some cards that that have a cost, or card effects for that reason. Okay. Okay, let's just open some of those. Okay. Cards. Okay, let's just open some of those. Okay. Cards. Okay. Maybe it's gonna be a good time to talk about the booster composition. Yeah, so sorry for the quality. I had to take a backup camera for that. It's not really good setup, but yeah, I hope we're gonna see that. So when you open the booster, what you see is you have 2 tokens on the back, straight when you open the booster. There are those tokens you set up, and you can use those tokens in sealed, but if you happen to have a Marvel card in those, or cold foil, you just take this cold foil out of the pool, you put them aside. You're not gonna use it for the draft, you just keep it for the collection purposes. You set aside the regular tokens, which most of the time will be hero, weapon, Ash, Ashwing, or Phoenix Flame. So that's the first thing you do on the draft. Then you set those cards back. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards left. And when you count those cards, there is a possibility that you will have a dragon. And a dragon is a two-sided card, which you and your opponents will be able to see. So there's also a telegraph. When you have a dragon, you telegraph that you have it, and you can obviously in a draft you can take it or you can leave it. It's up to you. Okay, so on the flip side, you start with generics. A first one, a common. Second one, a yellow. And now we can see the ice actions of the control Icelander. Straight up frostbites. In a sealed pool, if you dream of fighting off Phi, these are the cards you really need in your deck. You need those straight up frostbites because Phi deck will most likely be red. So 2 frostbites or 3 frostbites on the red strip will actually make your Icelander viable in the sealed pool. Trade in. A red one is really good for the both Dromai and Phi cards. 2 go again is not that impressive. 3 go again as a red card, it seems really good, and also has an option to filter your hand. Almost like a sync, but you have to discard a card and then you draw a card. It's really nice when you have a Phoenix Flame in your hand. Maybe during your turn you don't want to start with trade-in, you're just gonna use the fire ability to pull a Phoenix Flame. Then you discard this Phoenix Flame for the trade-in ability and draw a more powerful card. Yellow, okay-ish if you need the go against, not really good in drama. Red one is really good in both decks. Heatwave. You go to equipment for the ninja. Heatwave has the ability to boost your Phoenix Flames. When you only have one Phoenix Flame, just a +1 with an instant as an instant, which also can make your opponent overblock at some point in the game. But if you have 2 or even 3 and a way to play them on your turn, that's a really powerful effect. And most of the time, if you're gonna pull this one, that's going to be your main equipment for 5. In Reiner, maybe. It depends how many cards. Oh, am I gone? My camera is gone. Yeah, let's see if I can fix it. If not, I'll be just talking to you guys. I'm still here. Still here. I'm gonna try to fix it in a second. Up. I'll try to refresh. Hello. Almost back. There's something. We don't need that. Okay. Yep. Hopefully for long this time. Okay, so that was a heat wave. Yep, that's more like it. So that's the heat wave. Really good. Nothing more to say about it. You will definitely use the heat wave in your ninja deck. Nothing. Maybe if you get a new legendary gloves, but that's it. Okay, let's just move forward. Fiendal. Just focusing on it. Okay, can see it. Fiendal is one of the cards you're gonna be looking for the different effect than the other cards, which is the 6 or 7 value. This is a blue one. It only has 5, but you at some point I think you're gonna need all the 6s you can see. So one of the key points to look in your draft pool is to find a 6 Phantasm Killer or Phantasm Destroyer card. Just remember, every single dragon can be destroyed as a prism in the same way as prism phantasms by defending with a non-illusionist card with power 6 or more. So blue one doesn't do any good. When you attack or defend with the Fiendal fighting spirit, you have if you have less defense than the opposing HP than the opposing hero, you will gain 1 HP. 1 health. 5 for 3 with a blue strip, maybe if you don't have anything else, but definitely you are looking for the yellow and the red one. Okay, nothing much to say about it. That was the first rare. So we had 3 commons. Oh, yeah, I was just looking at my pool and we have a Burn Them All Majestic, which is really good, to be honest, but we're gonna talk about it in a second. So you had first 3 commons. After that, you have equipment, and then there is a special pool. First one was a rare. Second one also can be a rare, but can also be a majestic. So Burn Them All. Really good cards for Dromai, and only for Dromai, obviously, because it's an illusionist card, but it's everything you need from the card. It's a red card, 0 cost, and has go again straight from the front. So when you play it, you already enable your dragons to have a go again, and then once per turn, when a dragon you control attacks, it deals 1 arcane damage to each opposing hero. At the beginning of your end phase, you have to put a raise counter. So mechanic a bit similar to Channel Lake Frigid or any lakes we have from the Tales of Arya set. You put a raise counter on Burn Them All and then destroy it unless you banish a red card from your graveyard for each raise counter on it. So it grows in hunger and you have to banish more and more cards each turn, but it's a lot easier to banish red cards from your graveyard than putting blue, ice, earth or lightning cards from your peach pool, right? That's hot. That's hot. That's what Dromai likes, right? Yeah, it says Dromai, and that's definitely it. And by the way, that's the rainbow foil you get from the calling. She's really nice. Okay, excellent. Burn Them All, definitely the card you are looking for. That's one of the reasons you're looking at playing Dromai straight from the get-go. You just take this card and you know that Dromai is gonna be killing machine. One more thing. Multiplayer. Let's not waste time for multiplayer at this time. Okay, and after 2 special slots, you have a foil slot. In this case, it's gonna be either hole. In this camera, maybe not that, but the foil cards are really great. Okay. Yep, the camera is gone. I don't think I'm just gonna continue. And we may do something different. We may actually do that instead, right? Why not? Yep. So other hole. And those cards we had at the beginning, they were most likely generic or talent cards. So ice cards, draconic cards. Now we're entering the second phase of the booster, which is the class card. And Ether Ice Vein is one of the better cards you can have in red. It deals 5 arcane damage, which is something I was talking about when discussing different build for Icelander. Ether Ice Vein is a really hard hitting card. It costs 3, but your deck is still gonna be filled up with the blue cards to pay for all those damage. And it deals 5 plus when this one is fused, and it deals damage to a hero. And in a limited format, it's really easy to deal damage with the 5 arcane spell. Your opponent discards a card unless pays 2. Fi obviously will discard a card most likely. And having all those hard-hitting elemental wizard cards and ice cards can actually change the focus of the Draw My deck into a killing machine. Yellow card, Read the Ripples, let it focus. Strange card with the effect we haven't seen before. Like most of the time previously we've seen opt 1, 2, 3 cards, but Read the Ripples is a different card that has opt once on a blue stripe, opt once and then opt once on the yellow strip, and doing the same thing 3 times on the red strip, which is not that good as opt 3, but there is a additional effect that draws a card after opting, which, well, not after opting, but well, Read the Rips is actually an aura which is destroyed at the beginning of your end phase, then you opt and then you draw. I haven't decided to play Read the Ripples in none of my decks during the first day on the world premiere, nor at the end when we were drafting, so not much to say about the card. Maybe if you don't have any good slots, blue one just to set up, just to do it in your opponent's turn as a Icelander, then waiting till your end phase and drawing a card and arsenaling it. Maybe that's the way to go. Yes, and not having go again, the only way that actually works is like playing a blue one. What it actually does, it is an aura and it is an action. So it enables your wizard staff to be played. So you can basically have this one and a peach card. It replaces itself at the end of the phase after opting, and it also enables you to fire off the staff. So probably that's the main reason to play it. Ether Hail, 2 arcane damage for 1. 1 is pretty good on a blue peach card. It will be like a first action that enables your stuff in your opponent's turn. You pitch 3, shoot for 1, and then shoot for 3 from your stuff. And also Ether Hail is a card that wins you a match versus Dromai, because what you do is you wait with the arcane damage that hits any target, and you shoot the first dragon that attacks you, stopping Dromai from having a go again on the other dragons. Really good card. One of the staples, one of the cards you are actually looking for if you're playing Icelander. Take this one over any different yellow or red strips, because this flexibility actually wins you games. Dust Up. When it hits, creates an Ash token. Another way to create Ash tokens is to play cards that create it. The easiest way is to pitch red, obviously, and then after playing it, transform one of your Ash into either Ashwing. This card does not have go again. It's just attacking for 2, creating Ash and transforming into Ashwing is a nice effect, but the card does not shine that well. It blocks for 3, and sometimes there's definitely a build with the dragon that costs more than 3 that you will definitely need blue cards. So maybe those cards blocking 3, pitching for 3, and having additional effect when you don't need go again will be playable. Ninja. Your next attack this combat chain is Draconic. So this card fixes your Draconic combat chain if you happen to have more cards that are not Draconic and you really scouting for the full Draconic combo to have a Rapture and different effect. Rake the Embers. Red one is a staple. You always want a red one. You need as many red ones as you can. Always go for this card. It creates an Ash token and then transform up to 2, and on a red one up to 3 Ashes you control into either Ashwing. Sorry for the camera once again. And it obviously has go again. So red one must have. And Rebellious Rush. Just a plain go again ninja attack. It attacks for 3, costing 2. Blue one attacks for 5. A filler. Any questions? Are we continuing? Okay, so the card pool has 1 ice action, a generic aura, generic action, 1 equipment, another generic action, a majestic. I want to sleeve it in a second. Ice action in the rainbow foil slot, and then sort of 2 wizard action, 2 illusionist actions, and 2 ninja actions. So in this case you are expecting 6 boosters, you are expecting 12 of each hero, like 2 cards for each hero, so 2 wizard cards, 2 ninja cards, and 2 illusionist cards, 1 of each talent, probably 2 ice cards and 2 draconic cards, and then whatever you happen to have in the random slot, like for rare or majestic or rainbow foil. Okay, let's open the second one. Ooh. If you see there is like a flesh and blood background, that's probably gonna be a Phoenix Flame. Phoenix Flame goes directly to your deck, so the back is, yeah, the Phoenix Flame. Yeah, clever. Okay, and then the Helios Mitra. I believe this one will be given out to everyone at the pre-release. It was given out to players as a rainbow foil during the world premiere. That's how it looks like. Really nice foiling. But it is a token, so you can have it in a boosters like that. You can play either one, obviously. As an instant, you pay 2 to prevent the next 1 damage. This card is really nice in your round 0, especially when you're not first. You don't have many cards with armor, so you can dump all your cards for the Helios Mitra or the Quell ability on your cards, just to prevent as much damage as you can. You're not losing your cards, you're just pitching them. I know it's not the best ratio to pay 2 for 1 damage, but at least something. Okay, and then we have the pool. Let's check if we have any dragons. I was keeping those cards for like almost a week. I was hoping that there will be anything growing in those decks, like a Marvel Dragon, but yeah, maybe the last one. Okay, the trade-in, as I said, one of the staples in red. 3 go again if played from the arsenal, and you fix your hand by discarding and drawing. Excellent card. Cold Snap, also one of the best cards for Icelanders in the set. Your opponent pays 3, or this card freezes a card in the arsenal or the ally. And as you can see in the draft pool, you will stumble on the cards that will destroy either the frozen ally or the frozen arsenal for the opponent. There's also an equipment that helps you do that, a common one, which actually makes Cold Snap viable. There is a nice combo when you can pull from the boosters for Icelander, and the combo is Glacial Horns. As an action, you freeze up to 1 card in the arsenal or 1 ally, and then you have Conduit of the Frostburn, Gloves for Wizard, that says that you destroy it, and the next card you play this turn that has an effect that deals arcane damage gains additional effect. When it deals arcane damage to a hero, destroys a frozen card in the arsenal. And you actually can start with both equipments in play, and whenever your opponent has an arsenal, you just fire one after another. So you do the action, you freeze it, then you shoot an instant, and then the next arcane damage will destroy the frozen arsenal. Or you can do it as an Icelander in your opponent's turn. If you freeze the arsenal with this one, you wait for your opponent to play your his or her full hand, and then you instantly use Conduit and shoot a card from your arsenal. Just remember that it has to be a blue one. So Cold Snap, really good card. If you play it from your arsenal, you redraw, and obviously it has Go Again. Hey Seba, no worries. Yeah, Trade-in is a really good Phoenix Flame combo. You pull the Phoenix Flame, you discard it for the trade-in, you have a great value out of that. Scar for a Scar, really nice. Obviously a reprint. Every 5 will play it. Yellow one maybe, why not 0 for 3? With most of the time it's gonna have a go again because fives are racing in damage. So you'll damage your opponent, then you take some hits, then you race. Yellow, excellent. Red, even better. Blue, it depends on your deck. Okay, Spellfire Cloak. Every class has an access to Arcane Barrier, I guess. And that's how the wizard does it. This is the Arcane Barrier for the Illusionist. Really good at the same time, but yeah, Spellfire Cloak, Arcane Barrier, and the I'm sorry. Let me just refocus. Okay, looks nice, I guess. Okay, it gains you 1. So equivalent of the Illusionist gloves as well, which will do I have it? Not in the pool. So let's hope we'll find one in the boosters. Dampen, blue one, costs 2, deals 2 arcane damage to any target, and then prevents the next X arcane damage that will be dealt to your hero. Most of the time this one is pulled in blue, and it's played by Icelander in a mirror match as an instant on the stack when your opponent deals arcane damage to you. Yeah, just about the Cold Snap, the blue Cold Snap, as you mentioned, blue Cold Snap is a really good card. It redraws itself, it freezes the ally before it attacks. If your opponent is actually attacking with small dragons first and there is a huge dragon waiting to attack you, you can play Cold Snap and force your opponent to pitch a card. Just remember the blue Cold Snap will require your opponent to only pay 1, which is doable. If they pay again, if they pitch a red card, they will have Ash, so on and so forth. So Dampen, mirror match card, blue stripe, really good. Rest, not so much. Mounting Anger, go again. A red one, definitely one you are looking for. Blue one, depending on the cards, on the other cards you have. When it hits, you may banish an attack action card from your hand with the cost less than the number of draconic chain links, and it gains +1, and you can play it this turn. So what it actually does is, if you have a lot of draconic chain links or low cost cards in your hand, if this hits, your next action has +1. That's it. Critical Strike, no go again. Attacks as a finisher. Red strip, 5 for 1, good value, but only if you can play it as your last attack. If you don't have a Rapture card, this is the way to finish your round. 5 for 1. That's it. Brain Freeze. Illusionist cards that is lets you play a different game. It does not have go again. It's a nice fusion card, and I can talk a lot about the fusion mechanics in Icelander, which I think is great, but I think it's for the different video because I can talk hours about that. But if you fuse the freeze, you can look at your opponent's hand. Well, you can look at the opponent's hand anyway, but if you fuse it, you can put an action card which costs 2 or less from their hand on top of the deck. So that's why this is the way how you stop your opponents. You brain freeze, you put some frostbite tokens, and on top of that, you're just using your wand or your staff to deal damage. Remember, you play an action card. it enables you to shoot your wand. If it's your turn, it shoots for 2. If it's your opponent, it shoots for 3. So you do anything you can to just stop your opponents, freeze them, put some frostbites, or just put the most powerful or combo starter cards from their hand on top, and you try to do as much damage as possible. Ether Dart. 3 for 0. 3 block. What else you want? Maybe a blue strip. That's it. Nice card. Funny art. Soaring Strike. 4 damage for 1 pitch with Go Again. Again, when this hits, you may banish an attack action card from your hand with cost less than the number of Draconic Chain Links, which is really nice for Fi, like a standard mechanic to go wide with Draconic Chain Links. And if you do, it gains Go Again, and you may, you may play it this turn. So, what was the card we've mentioned? Mounting Anger was a card that was boosting your next attack when this hits, and this makes your next attack have Go Again in the same way. More Draconic Chain Links. Sweeping Blow, red, staple for Dromai. Always take this card. Everything you need is in this card. It's a red peach, 1 cost, 3 attack, Go Again, and when you attack with this one, you create Ash token. Definitely a card you take first. You count how many of those cards you have when you decide whether you're gonna play your Dromai in a sealed pool or not. Really hot card. We've seen a blue stripe. We have a red one. Nothing more to add. 3 Go Again for 0. Fi is happy. Fi is happy, and it's gonna fix your pool if you have some non-draconic attacks, hard hitting ones or ones with Go Again. You're just gonna use this one. Billowing Mirage or whatever. When you attack with Billowing Mirage, transform 1 Ash you control into an Ether Ashwing. Okay, a red one, definitely a staple for the limited format in Dromai decks. A red one has 3 attack, Go Again, and costs 1. And also, if you're gonna think, or if you wanna call the judge how it works, some effects require you to have an Ash to transform when you play the card, and different cards require you to have an Ash when the effect comes of the stack. And this one requires you to have an Ash when Billowing Mirage attacks, which translates directly into a tech when you play Billowing Mirage and you don't have Ash, you pitch a red card, you create an Ash, Billowing Mirage goes off the stack, and then you can transform the Ash you got from paying for the Mirage. So you can play this card if you don't have an Ash, you pitch a red card, you create an Ash, and then Billowing Mirage transforms this Ash into Ashwing. Some effects, and you really have to be wary about it, will require you to have an Ash when you play the card. It may seem strange, but you're gonna read those cards, you will find the difference, and at the end it's really easy to recognize which of those cards require you to have an Ash before playing and which of those effects will enable you to create an ash wing from the ash you create for paying for cards. And Ether Hail for 4 damage, hard hitting, ice attack. Ice attacks are really good for fusing, a lot of new fuse mechanics. Nice card to have. Any questions? We still have a booster, and we didn't have any fables or marvels so far. So I'll just go through the chat. Maybe I've missed some of the questions. Yep, the boosters are made of those paper-like thingy. Yep. So they continue to doing that, and I think it's really good. I have no idea how much paper and how much plastic is in it, but it's definitely a lot more paperish than plastic. And it opens really nice. So I'll be just cracking a lot of cases and my fingers will be alive. Every dragon is a marvel. So I guess there are like 9 dragons. Also, you've seen those, this Icelander. Which is, I think she's Marvel as well. There is a Phoenix Flame alt art, but it's not a Marvel slot, I guess. So definitely all the dragons. Okay, last one. We spent more than an hour already, and that was meant to be just a quick one. Okay, so we have a Helios Mitra. Oh, the Phoenix Flame. Helios Mitra has a frostbite on the back. Just in case you were wondering. Phoenix Flame? No! Jeez! I thought it's a Phoenix Flame. Ooh, that's value. Oh, now I'm so pissed that this camera has so low quality. Now that's a value. I really thought it's gonna be a Phoenix Flame. I was just twisting it. Woo! Oh, I think I can move all those cards aside. Now I know what I'm gonna be playing. Yeah, that's the value. And the foiling. I may shoot some photos straight after the stream, so you can see how good this card is. Now the camera is just... Yep. Okay, so that's an instant. that costs you 1, and you gain a pitch for every red card in your pitch zone, and you only activate this ability when you play the red card this turn. This one is great for every draconic hero. Dromai loves it. Phi definitely will use it, but I think that's the that's a signature Dromai card. Up. And yep. Sorry, I'll shoot some pictures. I'll just post them on the Facebook. Finally, I have some luck opening boosters. Like, Ula will be pissed. Like, I will just add this card to the next Case Wars of Uprising, and I'm already on top. Yep, it is in a token slot because it's a foil. It's a cold foil. So the first thing that comes to mind that I would not be able to play it in the draft. Yeah, definitely I'm gonna clear all those booster packs on pre after opening my Marvel Dragon, that is, obviously. Yeah, but the flame scale is really nice, especially for when you playing like a 5 combo deck with a lot of fiery toms, which will let you draw more cards, then you pitch more cards, then you gain a lot of value from your pitch stack. And this also has a 2 armor, which makes Ninja a really block heavy hero. It destroys itself, but if you need that armor at the end, you can still have it. Okay, enough for a second. Let's just go through the rest of the booster, and I will leave the flame scale furnace for the end. Like the cold foil, like, oh, that's brilliant. It looks amazing. That camera does not, it's a shitty thing that you can't see it. I'll just do a photo straight after. Okay, so we're back on the booster. Oasis Respite. There was a lot of arguing about this card, whether it's good or not. For the limited format, I think this card is great, but not the yellow one. Like, yellow one is in the middle, like unusable most of the time, only for preventing 1 and gaining 1 life. Red one, it's an instant, but let's just speak Dromai for a second. Like, things you really need in Dromai decks is a red card with Go Again. Or, on the other hand, a red card that does not eat your action point. And if you have a red Oasis Respite, you can play this one. You can name a source, which may be like a Icelander staff, for example, and you still get the Dromai effect of giving a Go Again to your dragons. So this card in red is definitely a Dromai card, because Dromai reads that if you played a red card this turn, dragons you control have Go Again. So it may also be an instant. An instant will not take your action point away, so your dragons get Go Again, and on top you can also gain health if your life is lower than your opponent's. And if your opponent is not using the blue peach card from the stack, in response to that, you can name the staff, and you also prevent the next 3 damage from the staff, just in case. So red one, definitely for Dromai. Blue one, like every blue one, can be an Icelander card. Okay, we have a first Rapture card. So just a quick reminder, Rapture card is activating itself on the 4th Draconic Chain Link. If this one is played as a Chain Link 4 or higher it has when it hits a hero, destroys all cards in the arsenal. Excellent card. In limited, so like 5 for 1, great value. Getting to those 4 or higher training is not that difficult. Phoenix Flames, Searing Ember Blade, which is 5 fixed katana from the set, and Dragons, great value, always take it. Critical Strike, we've seen a red one, which was nice. This one, just a filler. Quell, you actually need those Quell cards. If not for the first round, then for the last round, definitely nice to have this single prevent for 1 when there's a lethal going your way. You extend the game for 1 more round. Succumb to Winter. Ice Fused Elemental Wizard card. Great one. Really nice. It deals 3 damage to any target, which in blue strip will stop a dragon attacks for the turn. And if you fuse it and you target a hero, which is quite important, you can destroy a frozen card in the arsenal. Or if it was fused and was targeting an ally, you can destroy the frozen ally. Oh, we also have a first dragon. So that's how it looks. Double-sided. This is the first side. You just pay the cost and you transform 1 of your ash into the dragon, and then obviously you gain the action back. So you need, for this one, we had the discussion already. For this one, you transform ash when you play it, which means you have to have an ash in play already. If you play it and pitch a red card, the ash is on stack. You have to target, you have to pay all the costs and target an ash already in play if you want to invoke Kyloria. You cannot use the ash that you gain from pitching red card. And if you're gonna remember that, that's all I need. And then you transform it into a dragon. And this is a sideboard card, I guess, a sideboard dragon, which you will side for most of the time for dash, and also can be good for the versus a hero that uses a potion. So Kano comes to mind first. So what this dragon does is whenever it hits a hero, you gain control of an item they control, and if they don't have an item, you just draw a card. So it's always an effect, but the best effect is to steal those items from your opponent. And Dash hates Kyloria so much. Probably first target to shoot, but well, you can sneak first item out of Dash, and that's still a value. Okay, and that's it. So we only had 2 rares and a rare foil, but I think that the cold foil flame scale is enough for the 3 boosters I had. Flex, generic action. When you attack or defend with flex, you may pay 2. If you do, it gains +2. First of all, 0 for 4 if you play, 4 for 2 if you pay extra. Red one has an additional tech, which you already seen, because red has 4 attack, 4 basic attack, also gains +2, which means that if you block a phantasm with this one and pay 2 extra, it gains 6. It destroys phantasm, And also, if your opponent, if you're not gonna do this and your opponent will leave this card blocking Phantasm, you can pay on the chain link and get the +2 on the chain links that were already resolved. It's not gonna do anything extra, that just destroys the Phantasm and closes the whole combat chain. Easy. And also it's a foil, so yeah, portfolio wise. Icebind, we haven't seen this one before. It deals another one, Ice Fusion. What is good about this card is that it costs 0, so it also comes in a blue strip. This one is a red, so it deals 3. If it was fused and if it dealt damage to a hero, you can freeze a card in the arsenal, which you already know it's a good ability, but not that powerful, so that's why it costs 0. Frosting, first time probably in those boosters, but quite common in draft or sealed pool. Deals 3 arcane damage. It's a nice card which you will also use for fusing. Good card to have in your deck, definitely. Lava Vein Loyalty, 1 for 0. If you control 2 or more draconic chain links, it has go again. If you happen to have a red card, definitely take it. 3 go again value. Sweeping Blow, red one was a great one. Yellow, still a good thing, but it's not giving go again to your dragons, but all the other effects are really good to have. Ronin Renegade, 2 go again. If you need more cards in your deck, so this is better than a bubble. Skittering Sands, red one is a staple. If you can imagine a red one now, or if you don't have a good imagination, I'll look for one for you. Skittering Sands red, 0 cost red card with go again, which obviously lights up a red light in your draw my head, and also it transforms target ash you control into an Ether Ashwing, which gains +3 until the end of the turn. So it enables your dragons to have a go again, and also basically translates into 4 damage from a single red card. Great value with go again, because you create an Ashwing which already has 1 attack and it gains +3. So just using this one red card for 4, you have a 4 damage go again attack. Always take this card. Blue one, depending on the number of high cost dragons in your deck, you would preferably go for the red go again card instead. We already discussed that, and that was the last card of the booster. Hey Drax. So yeah, I think that this is the outcome of today's stream. I hope that was informative for you guys. If you have any more questions, just hit me up, and if not, I just wish you a great Uprising pre-release. I really like that there are no high value rewards for the Uprising pre-release, so you all can have a great time pitching your favorite hero or changing the heroes on every Uprising pre-release you go, or even in between games. Just have fun. Those heroes are really great in terms of flavor, strategy. You can build heroes in a different way. You can go control Icelander or aggro Icelander. You can do like small drakes attack Dromai, or do the Phantasm hard hitting one. So you can build heroes in a different way. Just guys, have fun and let me know how it went for you. on the next weekend. Thank you for joining and have a great night. Bye bye.